What is good, guys? My name is Rory Gissing, and if you're new to the channel, I have held my pro card for almost 5 years now, and I'm here to help you crush your fitness goals and succeed in the world of bodybuilding. Today, we're going to be diving into a topic every aspiring bodybuilder needs to hear: the 5 mistakes you will make for your first bodybuilding show. Trust me, I've been there. I know all the challenges you're going to face when preparing for your first competition. We'll talk about why you shouldn't set unrealistic expectations of winning, managing social media stress, how to juggle gym life with everything else, the issues that come with attempting to peak for your first show, and avoiding the dreaded post-show binge. If you think I've left something out after watching this video, just drop it in the comments so the community can benefit from your input. So you're gearing up for your first bodybuilding show, or even if you're just curious about the whole process, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to avoid to make your first show a success. All right, let's jump into it. The first mistake to be discussed is centered around your expectations. You should come into your first show with 0 expectations. Now, your family and friends will try to tell you, like, there's no way you won't win, or you're guaranteed to get a medal. And I know that they are just trying to motivate you, but they do not understand how bodybuilding works. Because feeding you that line is fucking toxic. And here's why. You won't realize your focus will shift from bringing the best possible physique you can deliver to, I have to win a medal at all costs. And before you know it, you have an overwhelming amount of pressure that you've just created for yourself. And that will induce stress, which is the enemy, the ultimate enemy for bodybuilding. Let me give you a scenario. You can just turn up on show day with the potential for a top placing, but when you see your competitors, you start panicking that you might not be able to win. And just in that half an hour of stress backstage is all it takes to go completely smooth and ruin your physique that you've put all that hard work into. It happens way more often than you think, and that is just how damaging stress is to bodybuilding. And if you go with absolutely no expectations, you go there with a positive mentality, and you see this guy who's got an amazing physique backstage, and you'll think to yourself, I can't wait to stand next to that guy to see what I have compared to him. And trust me, your physique will look 10 times better when you go into shows completely stress-free. Now that ties in very closely to the second mistake of social media induced stress. Now don't get me wrong, it is perfectly natural to just want to win, but you also kind of want to get rewarded for just the sheer amount of effort it takes to dial in for a bodybuilding show. Stressing yourself out by constantly comparing yourself to other guys on Instagram or YouTube or whatever that have more than likely edited their photos is just also just going to kill your ability to turn up best come show day. I have just found you will get significantly better results when you just focus on you. Every week, ask yourself, am I better this week than last week? If the answer is yes, mission accomplished. Awesome. Move on to the next week. Do it again. And slowly but surely, you will be able to bring your best physique to that stage. You do not get to control who turns up on a show day, so stop obsessing over something completely out of your control. Remember, stress is the enemy. So save all the content that you build up, in the lead up to the show. Wait until after you've done the show to post it. If you really want to turn up at your best, that is, because my advice is to delete social media probably like 6 weeks before that show. But what about life outside of the gym and bodybuilding? Here is the third mistake: thinking you will have a life when you are 6 weeks out from a show. If you are dedicated to being your best on stage, the bodybuilding lifestyle should take priority over your social life. Don't make any plans to attend social events. Now, I do have to clarify something. If it is something special like a wedding or a family member's birthday, a really special event, then I do actually advise to not miss out on those. Now bear in mind, there is a pretty high chance you'll need to bring your own food, or simply just choose a later show. You don't have to be fixated on doing one specific show on that specific. So many shows every year now, so just go on stage when your physique is ready. There's no shame in delaying a show. Mistake number 4, attempting to peak for your very first show. Now let's quickly clarify what peaking actually is. So peaking for a show can involve carb depleting and then carb loading, water loading and then restricting, salt manipulation, and natural or pharmaceutical diuretics. This is where I see most of the first timers make their mistakes, relying on the peak to make them look show conditioned. The chances of you actually looking better for your first attempt at a peak is very slim. Unless you have a very experienced coach that has practiced a peak with you before the show, there's a very high chance you will actually look worse because you will come in flat or smooth or both, because peaks are much more individualized than you think, and nailing a peak takes practice. You need to know what will work and what won't work for your specific genetics, for your physique before the show if you want to attempt a successful peak for that show, rather than just blindly winging a peak week that you've learned from the internet. Let's bring up the final mistake, which is the post-show food binge. The vast majority of athletes will go on a crazy food binge after their show or after their first season, you know, if they have a few shows back to back. And I have to admit, I was one of them myself. But guys, you can very easily gain tens of pounds or even kilos in just a few days for going off the rails. I mean, there are the obvious health issues that can arise from that, but you will regret losing your chiseled physique that has taken, you know, so much time, dedication, effort, and you just lost it in such a short amount of time because of the post-show binging. Now, like I said, if there is something you feel I've missed out on, just drop it in the comments or feel free to DM me on Instagram. If you have any concerns, you know, going into your first show, then I'm here to help. If you like these types of videos, then like this video because it is the best feedback for me to understand what type of videos that I can make to help you guys the most. That is everything for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.